Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of Bardic Quest, the show where a group of British trained actors tell fantastical improvised stories through the medium of Dungeons and Dragons. A little bit of housekeeping before we kick into the episode. As has been for the whole of this session that we've recorded, we unfortunately don't have Ollie with us, so the party the party supplier of angst, Johann, won't be with us for this episode. I think, Annina, your internet seems to be at risk of
at risk
jinxing anything. No, still a little bit on edge with it. So yeah, apologies if things are a little bit clunky on the Saga side of things, but we will do our best. Aside from that, that's all the housekeeping out of the way, so without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time, after returning into the inn and eating your food, the best meal you'd had for days, and retiring for the night, but not least before Sergei decided that he wanted to play some games with local children and try and gather as much information as he can.
It sounds worse when you say it out loud.
Well, I mean,
it was dodgy.
But yes, Sergei attempted to gather as much information as he can from a local child, but was not successful after kind of creeping the child out with his bad attempt at lies and deceit. But you guys ate your meals and retired for the night, and then awoke the next day to make a plan, and decided, as was probably right, to deliver the provisions to Barthen's provisions, as was promised, to Gundren Rockseeker before he went missing. You delivered the supplies, took your payment, and also gathered a little bit more information about the pesky Redbrands, which seem to have been piling pressure on the locals, and discovered that they were taking up a lot of, not residence, but spending a lot of time, should I say, at the Sleeping Giant Tap House in Phandelver. With that information, you guys headed out the door, and Sergei stuck behind just to make a quick deal with Barthen, who traded 3 copper pieces for the rabbit foot, which is pretty much where we pick up this episode, with Thorik and Saga having just left, with Sergei just tailing behind ever so slightly.
Thorik having just made this transaction, selling the nice little froggy for 23 gold pieces. He's just going to say, Saga, here, and he's going to give you 10 gold.
Are you sure you paid for the rooms?
This is, in my mind, I'm a fair person. Everything we found, we divided up. That should include the spoils we get. That's 5 for yourself, and that's Sergei's 5 as well. Thought you'd be a better person to hold on to it. It is, but you could probably be custodian of it for me. And
okay.
I'll hold on to Johann's.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sergei.
So, what do we think that thing was? The ribbit.
I have no idea. But it seemed pretty valuable.
Well, I hope it's not worth much, much more than what we got for it.
I mean, who knows? For dwarves are notoriously very good with, money and all that sort of thing. I'm just not. I'm terrible at the whole bargaining thing. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like lying. It's weird. No, I'm too honest.
And too generous.
Aye, for my own good.
But thank you.
Sergei probably coming out of the Barthen's provisions now, looking rather pleased with the 3 copper. God, what a steal. Kind of tuck it in his pocket. Right, where to next?
Well, it sounded like there's a lot
When
of
are we
Redbrands.
supposed to find someone willing?
Come again?
Say that again.
Weren't we supposed to find someone quilling?
Oh, Quilleen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
well remembered. And Sergei, you were going to give us a song when we found her.
I do not remember this.
Oh, we remember it very vividly.
I was hit on the head by a spider.
No, don't worry, we'll jog your memory. Well, remember back in Neverwinter, picture the scene, a very handsome young halfling chap who gave us the cart and all the stuff contained within. He wanted us to find a maiden by the name of, what was it again, Saga?
Colleen Alderleaf, I think, is the name.
That's the one. That is the one. And you were going to sing a song by the name of, what was it now? The Someone in the Bear?
Death of the Bear.
Death of the Bear.
Oh yes, Death of the Bear. Excellent song, by the way.
Well, we're going to hear it because we're going to go find Colleen.
So how are we doing this? Do you want me just to walk up to Quilleen and start singing, or...?
Maybe give her a bit of context, bit of warning.
A surprise is often better sometimes.
Mention why you're... not... I'll speak to her. And then you can... sing.
Okay, I can do that. Where is Quilleen?
What to ask?
One second. Barthen?
He kind of pops his head out the door and he says, "Hi."
Hello. Where does Quilleen live?
Colleen Alderleaf. She'll be at the farm. Alderleaf Farm.
Okay, lovely.
He kind of points to the northwest of the town. Northwest? I think northwest of the town.
Thank you very much.
Completely wrong. Southeast of the town.
Enjoy your foot. You don't want to know where it's been. Let's go.
Okay. So you take a few minutes to stroll across Phandelver to this little farmstead on the southeast outskirts of the town. There are sheep and cows milling about in the fields and plenty of crops. And you can see tilling away in the fields. You can see a female halfling of about 45, maybe, certainly middle-aged by human reckoning, at least. Just working away in the farm.
Thorik, do you remember his name? I'm awful at names.
Milo.
Whose sweetheart this is.
Milo Goodbarrow?
Correct.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna walk over to her and wave her down. Hi, hello.
She's kind of taken aback. She was obviously in her own little world. She looks at the group of you, and she says, "Oh, hello."
Hi, sorry to intrude on you. Milo Goodbarrow says hello. He's quite sweet on you, if you ask me. This one over here is going to sing a really bad song at you because he thinks it's romantic. So, ignore that. Take the sentiment. But yeah,
Milo.
Yes, he has definitely got a thing for you. I think I have... Oh, here.
You kind of see her blush a little bit.
Here's a letter. So,
Oh,
If you like him too,
Oh.
Send him one back. And I apologise profusely for what is about to happen.
You see her kind of wait in anticipation. Kind of half
Take
looking
it
down at the letter, half kind of looking at you guys, wondering what the hell is going on.
Take it away, Sergei.
Hello, gentle lady. I am not one for words, and this is from Milo, a personal love song called Death of a Bear. Oh, there once was a bear that died. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is a great hit from when I'm from. I have a performance with it. I rolled a 3.
Oh my god.
Performance as a 7.
You see her kind of purse her lips a little bit, kind of not really sure whether she should be applauding you or laughing at you.
It has that effect.
But go ahead.
Don't let that affect what you might think of Milo. Okay? That was his idea.
No,
And
Milo, I played it to Milo. He loved it. Right, Saga?
Of course it was. Yeah. You've
Right.
got yourself a squeeze there if you like. Sorry to intrude. How I say?
Are you scurrying off?
Yeah.
So Saga scurries off. Thorik, what are you doing?
Yeah, he just sort of like gives a little bow, like, madam.
Sergei?
Well, it's been great to get to know you. Would you like another song? Or would you like to send one back to Milo?
No, I'm fine on all of those options, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for the song.
Yes, you seem to enjoy it.
Oh, it was... You had to hear it to believe it.
Absolutely. I get told that by everyone. Goodbye. Quickly. Get her off. Trying to catch up with my friends.
Leave her behind, kind of reading her letter. And you can see a little boy running around in the fields as you turn around.
No more friends.
Playing around with... pretending a stick is a sword, and you scurry off and catch up with the rest.
Maybe we could show him what a real sword fight is like, you know.
No, Sergei. No, Sergei. No.
No.
Saga leans towards Thorik and goes, "At least it was short."
Yeah, that is what can be said for that. So,
Sergei's definitely got a career in him as a kistogram, hasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even know what that is.
Oh, like what you Sergei to do a song at them.
So, with this whole Redbrand thing, there seems like there's a lot of them. Now, I know you were talking about going to the Sleeping Giant. Maybe not a great idea if we're going to walk in there and there's going to be 20 of them sat there. Do you know what I mean?
They seem like bandits. I don't know if you've seen or smelt me, but I kind of fit in.
Okay, I'm listening. What do you propose?
I could maybe talk to them.
Thorik is really trying not to roll his eyes, and he's just sort of trying to be really patient with him, and just looks at Saga and goes, "Help." What would that? What would you say? What would you say to them?
My name is Sergei Petrovic. I also kill people. Crazy, isn't it? What a world we live in.
How are you still alive, Sergei? How have you made it this far and not been stabbed?
Mainly for the help of Johann, actually. Now that I think of it.
But before that, Sergei, how old are you?
It is very rude to ask. A halfling his age.
I mean, I meant no disrespect. I'm old as hell, so I tend to be quite blunt about such things because you're definitely younger than me.
I've survived through my own means of survival, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Maybe you just sang at them until they gave up.
Aye.
That is a great idea.
Oh.
Sergei, can you take our point about walking into a pub full of bandits is maybe not the wisest course of action? Are we at least in agreement about that?
Well, they are all just people trying to make money. I mean, obviously, yes, they did murder someone, but what was that, sir?
Repeat that, Annina?
Tend them. It's not a good plan.
Yeah, no, not a good plan. So, maybe we need to find out what's happened to Gundren. We didn't ask about what happened to the family of that chap.
Oh yes, we're going to look more into that, won't we?
Maybe we should go visit this Townmaster, see what he has to say on the matter.
I like that.
Get things from the horse's mouth, and we can maybe get a sense of him. Where's Sildar at the moment? Is he...
He's kind of milling about with you, kind of not in the mix of it all, but he's kind of strolling alongside you.
Sildar, we need to try and find Gundren and maybe get a better picture of what's going on in the town. Do you think talking to this Townmaster might be a good idea?
I think it might be a good start. I'd like to do some investigations of my own as well whilst we're here over the next day or two. Just see if I can find out what happened to my colleague when he came down here a few months ago. If you don't mind, of course.
Of course.
But yes, I think talking to the Townmaster might be a good idea. Do you want me to come with you, or shall I carry on my own investigations?
Is there anything you'd like us to ask him?
No, I think just find out whatever information you can, and we'll go from there once I've done my own investigation, see what I can find out.
Great.
I need to see if I can rustle up this coin I owe you as well for escorting me down here, so...
Don't worry too much about it. We can cover ourselves for a while.
Well, no. Word is word, and you know, a matter of honour, really, isn't it?
Well, of course, I won't say no if you're so inclined, but please don't put yourself at any. Don't put yourself out of pocket in the short term to save face. There's no time limit, my friend.
Oh, not at all. Well, best of luck with the Townmaster, and I'm sure I'll see you at the inn later tonight.
Great.
And you kind of see him turn on his heel and he heads. Yeah. So you're going to head to the Townmaster, is it? Okay. So you head back in towards the centre of town, to, frankly, the largest building in town. That it's made of sturdy stone walls with a pitched wooden roof and a bell tower at the back. And next to the front door, you can see a notice board of sorts with a handful of notices upon there.
Easy boy. Loud horse then. Easy there.
What would you like to do?
What do the notices say on the board?
Well, you've got a handful of them. There's one which is posted on the board, which reads, "Reward: Orcs near Wyvern Tor. Those of a mind to face the Orc menace should inquire within." And it bears the town seal and an indecipherable signature. There is another which says, "Dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarf ruins in the mountains southwest of here and have been working an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and return to the Townmaster to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces." Another notice speaks of a clan of reclusive rock gnomes residing in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard, who are known for their magical inventions, might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them, and if you bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourselves, the Townmaster will pay you 50 gold pieces for it. And the final notice on there speaks of a local midwife, an acolyte of Shaunti, named Adabra Gwyn, who lived by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Phandelver. And it notes that with dragon sightings becoming more and more common in the area, it's not safe for her to be alone. And it contains a request for you to urge her to return to Phandelver. And once she's safe, the Townmaster would allow you to claim a reward of 25 gold pieces. So a fair few notices on there, all seemingly requests for work for any that would like to take up the work upon the request of the Townmaster, possibly in lieu of any form of local militia and local law enforcement or authority of any kind. This seems to be.
Would you look at that, Thorik?
What's that?
I'm just saying, would you look at that?
And then he reads through the notices as well, and says, "More dragon sightings."
Have you ever seen a dragon, Thorik?
No, only the bones of one, actually.
Well, were they big bones?
Oh, huge. The full-grown dwarf could walk straight through its jaws.
I see we do not look at anything that has dragon on it if you can get swallowed in one.
Well, reading between the lines, if it's coming for what was the wording that it was coming for dwarf prospectors? Is that basically talking about Gundren and his venture?
It doesn't specifically say.
Where does it say? What was the wording again? Sorry.
I'll read the whole notice to you again because there were quite a few there. So dwarf prospectors have found ancient dwarf ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have worked an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and then return to Townmaster Harbin Wester to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
If Gundren is currently missing, I don't think a dragon is the most forefront problem.
No. But I think if no one else has done this, then it'd be wrong not to take a notice of warning to my kin. But Gundren is our top priority. Don't worry about that.
If we find time, it would be helpful to pursue all of these.
Generous rewards for quite simple work.
Indeed. Let us see the Townsmaster either way. I think we might learn something.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Going inside.
Okay. You head up the steps leading to the door. The door itself is actually locked.
I see. So it's not like there's not like an office with a reception sort of thing. It's
as I say, the door itself is locked, so in terms of a reception area of any kind, it's hard to say at this point. You knock on the door, and you hear a voice call from inside, saying, "If you're a dragon, know that I'm far too thin and bony to make a good meal."
No, don't worry. We are not dragon.
No dragons here.
Well, how do I know you're not a dragon in disguise?
I don't think they'd knock.
Ah, but that is exactly what a dragon would say.
You can trust we are not dragons in disguise because we are actually wyverns in disguise.
Shut up,
I said
Sergei.
that. I don't even know that was so
Well, if you're trying to convince me to let you in, that's a fool's way of doing it, let me tell you.
What can we do to convince you that we are indeed just a human, a dwarf, and a halfling?
Well, what would you do to convince me? That's the question, isn't it?
Maybe you have a riddle.
Ask you.
A riddle?
That only a human, a dwarf, and a halfling might know.
Oh dear.
Well, I need some time to come up with some riddle of such detail and veracity. Go away.
You can cast a truth spell on us if that will make you feel better.
I'm no wizard.
We've come to inquire about the notices, sir, and to help you.
Right. Well. Have you read the notices?
Oh, aye, thoroughly.
Right. Well, there you are then.
He's just kind of sniggering to himself, but he's also kind of, it's like, he finds it funny, but he's getting annoyed. He's like, gosh, it's so difficult to hear you through this door.
Give me a persuasion check.
There it is, folks. A unnatural 1.
And he says, "Yes, and it also makes it incredibly difficult for you to eat me, so go away." If you want to deal with the notices on the board, then deal with them and come back. But otherwise, go away.
And we were perhaps hoping to speak to you on a slightly more private matter concerning the denizens of the Sleeping Giant Tap House.
There's a pause, and he says, who's that exactly you're talking about?
I think you know very well, and it wouldn't do well to have a shouted conversation outside your premises in case it drew unwanted attention to your residence, sir.
Well, I have no idea who it is you're talking about, and until we're talking about specifics, then there's nothing to talk about at all.
Saga. I just point at Saga, just like putting the doors.
We just tell him.
She's gone.
Do we tell him it is the Redbrands? We are.
The Redbrands.
Okay, we tell him. It's okay.
There's another pause, and he says, "No, yes, just a mercenary guild. Not that all much trouble, really."
Hey, look! A very lonely man in a house where a lot of bandits and Redbrands could easily get into. If only he had the help of a human, a dwarf, and a halfling.
Roll an intimidation check?
Oh no. That'll be a 9.
He goes, "Are we done here?"
Apparently so. You've taught us a great deal about the hierarchical and political system within Phandelver. You've been most enlightening. May your beard grow ever longer, my friend.
You get the sense that he doesn't pick up at all on the irony, and he goes, well, you're very welcome. Now, go away.
Well, that was helpful.
Thorik calls the Townmaster an unsavoury word in Dwarvish as he leaves the premises.
So what would you like to do next?
Maybe we could have a... We've not been to the Sleeping Giant. I say we don't go in, but we have a look from a distance at what we might be dealing with.
That would be acceptable. Saga, Sergei is suggesting that we scope out the Sleeping Giant. What say you? I think Annina's having some trouble.
I think so.
But Saga has given us her consent, so we shall. We shall go and scope out from a distance.
Yes,
and we will not get ourselves into trouble. And we will not do anything stupidly.
No, we've never done that, Thorik. I don't know what...
No, we haven't. Ever. And we don't want to start now. Do we?
No, that would be silly.
Aye. Right, well. Let's head towards the Sleeping Giant then.
Okay. At a distance.
At a distance.
Okay. So you turn around, leaving the rather grumpy, disgruntled Townmaster inside his hall, and head towards the only known centre of influence that perhaps the Redbrands have, being the Sleeping Giant Tap House, which I think would be an ideal point to end this episode and indeed the session.